The whisper on the tape, the first warning, came at 3:17 a.m., a single voicemail, left on Hannah Vance's phone while she slept. No caller ID, just 8 seconds of jagged breathing, and then a wet, guttural whisper. "He's in the walls, Hannah. Can't you hear him scratching?" By dawn, Hannah was gone. Her husband, Ben, played that message 47 times. The police heard a prank. Her mother heard stress. But Ben heard the truth, terror, thick as blood. Hannah hadn't taken her keys, her wallet, or the insulin she needed to survive. She'd simply vanished from their bed in a silent Ohio farmhouse, leaving only cold sheets and the lingering scent of her lavender shampoo. Then came the cassette tape, left in their mailbox 3 days later. No postmark, no fingerprints, just an old, unlabeled TDK cassette. When Ben played it in his grandfather's dusty recorder, Hannah's voice spilled out crystal clear, eerily calm. "Ben, if you're hearing this, I found what he hid in the crawlspace. The pictures, the locks of hair, the little blue ribbon, oh God, the ribbon. It's her ribbon, Ben Sarah's. He kept it all these years." Static swallowed her voice. Then a man's whisper identical to the voicemail. "Tell Ben I'm sorry he has to play this game." Detective Miller froze when he heard it. Sarah Vance, Ben and Hannah's 6-year-old daughter, had vanished on a sunny September afternoon 12 years earlier. Her tiny blue hair ribbon was the only thing ever found, snagged on a thorn bush near the creek. The case had gone ice cold. Until now. The crawlspace became a tomb of ghosts. Ben tore up the floorboards himself, and there it was. A rotting wooden box. Inside, faded Polaroids of Sarah playing in her treehouse. A Ziploc bag holding 7 braided locks of different children's hair. And at the bottom, coiled like a serpent, a blue satin hair ribbon. Not Sarah's. Hannah's, worn the day she disappeared. Detective Miller paced. "The voicemail, the tape, it's him, the same monster who took Sarah." But Ben stared at the ribbon, ice flooding his veins. Hannah had never owned a blue ribbon. She hated blue. "Then why leave this?" Ben whispered, holding it up. Miller's face went pale. "Because it's not a trophy, it's an invitation." That night, Ben dreamt of scratching, not in the walls, under the floor. He woke to the smell of wet earth and decay. Downstairs, the cassette player was running, hissing static. And on the kitchen table, a fresh Polaroid. Hannah, eyes wide with terror, ducked tape over her mouth. Behind her, crumbling brick walls and a single rusted hook hanging from the ceiling. Written on the back in red ink, "Do you remember the root cellar, Ben?" He did. A collapsed root cellar on the abandoned Gable farm next door. The place kids dared each other to touch. The place where Ben found Sarah's ribbon 12 years ago. Midnight, rain slashing like knives. Ben didn't call Miller. He went alone, shovel in hand, madness in his heart. The root cellar's entrance was half buried, but the padlock was new. He smashed it. The stench hit him first copper, rot and cloying lavender. Inside, Hannah hung from the hook, not dead, drugged, eyes fluttering, wrists raw. Ben rushed to her, sobbing her name until his boot kicked something hard. A second cassette recorder. He pressed play. Hannah's voice, weak but clear, filled the dripping dark. "Ben, it was never Sarah's ribbon he kept, it was yours. From your little league uniform. The summer before she vanished. You loved that ribbon?" Ben's blood turned to sludge. He had loved it, wore it every game, then lost it. Weeks later, Sarah disappeared. Hannah's recording continued, a broken sigh. "You blamed yourself, thought you led the monster to her. But Ben, there was no monster. Only a man who loved you too much, who couldn't let you grow up." Footsteps crunched behind him. Ben whirled, shovel raised. Detective Miller stood in the doorway, rain dripping off his coat. Not holding a gun, holding a third cassette. His kind eyes were gone, replaced by something hollow, ancient. "You were always my favorite, Benny," Miller whispered, voice identical to the tapes. "My perfect lonely boy. But you started pulling away, forgetting our walks, our talks. Then Sarah came and you forgot me completely." Ben's mind shattered. Miller, his father's old partner. The man who'd spent Sundays teaching Ben to fish, who'd hugged him at Sarah's funeral. "I took Sarah so you'd need me again," Miller said, voice trembling with twisted love. "But you found her ribbon, got close, so I stopped. But then Hannah, she found the box. Started asking about the ribbon, my ribbon. So I invited her here. To show her what happens when you try to take my boy, Ben lunged. Not with the shovel, with his bare hands. They fell into the mud, rain hammering down. Miller fought like an animal, scratching, biting, screaming, "I saved you from being alone." Until Ben's fingers found the man's throat and squeezed. Until the screaming stopped. Police found Ben cradling Hannah's limp body. Miller's corpse lay nearby, neck broken. The case was closed. A rogue cop, a decades-long obsession, a family destroyed. 3 months later, Ben sits alone in a sterile apartment. Hannah survived but left him. "I see him in your eyes," she'd said. The nightmares won't stop. Miller's wet whisper. Sarah's laughter fading, the scritch-scritch-scritch of a ribbon dragged through dirt. His phone rings, unknown number. He answers, breath held, nothing but breathing. Wet, jagged. Then a whisper, young, female, dripping with venom. "Daddy, you shouldn't have killed him. He was the only one who knew where you buried me." The line goes dead. On the floor beside Ben's chair, half hidden under a newspaper, lies a muddy, faded blue satin ribbon.